Earlier this summer on the Squamish and Whistler trip, we were driving down a steep hill. It was actually 12 degrees of incline, and there were like baby head sized rocks, and at one point, despite actually having my foot firmly on the brake pedal and manually locking up the trailer brakes, I kept sliding because they were acting as ball bearings. And it just so happened to be that at the bottom of said steep hill was a bench cut on the side of the mountain, which meant on the other side of that bench cut was the mountain. And I realized in that moment that should I actually go over the edge of the mountain, there wouldn't actually be any tow point by which someone could come and hook up onto the back of my truck and pull me out when I have the trailer attached. So hello and welcome back to the Grey Wolf RV YouTube channel, and welcome to episode 1 of what is being titled the Ultimate Tow Rig series. Just like the theme of this year is time to accessorize as it applies to the Winnebago Micro Mini FLX, the Ultimate Tow Rig series is going to be going through and adding a whole bunch of parts and accessories to increase the capability, performance, and arguably most important, longevity of the tow vehicle here. And I think there's actually a really cool story to tell, because a lot of these parts and accessories, which are typically marketed at the performance enthusiast crowd, namely the F-150 Raptor, are just, if not more applicable for all of us who regularly and routinely tow. And these are not just random parts and accessories. Everything that we're going to be doing and adding to Grey Wolf One here actually came from real world experience on all of the trips that we did last year, which took place in a variety of different settings and environments, just the same as what we're doing on Grey Wolf 2. So come on with me, literally and figuratively, and I'll show you what we have going on today. So today's video actually features a part or accessory, depending on how you look at things, which is a solution to the lack of tow points when you're towing a trailer. Now, interestingly, Ford themselves offer two different solutions. On the F-150 Raptor, there are tow hooks welded above the cross member where the receiver, as part of your trailer hitch assembly, then goes and bolts to your frame. However, that is specifically designed for use with those high clearance Ford Raptor bumpers, and that's just not a look or aesthetic or functionality that I think I and most people really want on their vehicles. Option 2 is what is featured on the F-150 Tremor, which is those same hooks just mounted below with a bit of a drop, and that allows you to run the full bumper caps. And keen observers will notice, well, that's what we got going on. So as fun as it would be for me to walk into Cam Clark Ford Airdrie and trade in Grey Wolf One here, don't worry girl, I'm not doing that, and spend an extra, I don't know, 50, 60,000 Canadian getting a new F-150 Tremor, well, the much more affordable solution was, and it did involve a little bit of luck, because I managed to find a gentleman who was parting out a F-150 Tremor and was kind enough to sell me the trailer receiver assembly. And that's what we see here, because this allows me to maintain the original full-size bumper caps from Grey Wolf One, for now, wink, and have a secure tow hookup which bolts directly to the actual frame of the vehicle. So we're not pulling on components which were never intended to be tow points. We have now full dedicated tow points without any compromise or change to the bumper assembly. Now, let's get into a few specifics. Interestingly enough, on the 2021 or newer F-150s, Ford actually moved from a 14 millimeter stud to a 16 millimeter stud. And what I'm referring to is this bumper assembly attaches to the frame with 3 studs and nuts. What I find interesting about that is because when I discovered the difference, I was nervous that the frame would not accommodate those larger studs, and yet it did. So the 14 millimeter is what you would find on a 2020 and older, but I actually chose to run the 16 millimeter studs because we are going to be using this, or perhaps better said, hopefully never using this as a tow point. And so those thicker studs, there was no drilling or anything required on this older model vehicle, but will provide hopefully a stronger attachment from this to the frame itself. So bear that in mind if you are looking to do a rear tremor conversion on your 2020 and earlier vehicles, or 2021 and later. That actually opens up a couple of extra possibilities for you, but just bear in mind that those nuts are a different size. So if you do happen to have a 2021 or later F-150, then you may as well just grab that whole complete bumper assembly, and then you can have the dual exhaust if that's something of interest. 2020 and earlier though, use a bumper cap style that is flat across here. 21 and later, it steps up. And the reason being, although I've not done a good job of installing this here, is the body lines are slightly different. There is a reason why this is sitting lower, and I'm not going to get into that now, but suffice it to say it will be addressed in the future. But just know that from 2020 to 2021, they did change this, so the steel part does come up and over. But you can still mix and match parts without any problems whatsoever, apparently. How amazing is that? So there you go, the first part or accessory for the ultimate tow rig. So hopefully I'll never have to use this, and this is just money spent as more of an insurance policy than anything else. But I do encourage you, if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you are, thank you. And also hello to all the new subscribers. I'm so thankful that you've chosen to join me on this journey. Right now, again, I am doing a lot more tech videos for a couple of reasons, not the least of which that the FLX doesn't have heat ducting yet into the underbelly, but also because it's kind of off season. And I think this is kind of when people are sort of thinking about doing things before they get into, you know, the thick of the summer and just don't have the time to simply do it. They'd much rather get out and enjoy those trips. So bear with me. Lots of trip videos coming up in the future. I have some small plans and I have some really big plans, and I'm really hoping that they all come to fruition. Nevertheless, we have, gosh, I mean, how many parts? I've got something in the back seat right now. I have 2 more things under my bed. My balcony is absolutely full right now. There are things happening. Many emails have been sent because, again, as mentioned, so many of these parts and accessories are just as applicable to us in the towing community as they are like the high performance community. We're not out here doing 0 to 60 times in drag racing, but that doesn't mean that we won't benefit, in some cases quite significantly, as I do believe, from the exact same parts and accessories. And I'm going to walk you through that one at a time. I already have kind of 2 half videos that are pre-recorded. Anyways, I'm really genuinely excited about this. I honestly never thought I would be in a position where I'd be modifying a vehicle again, but here we are, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you along in the journey with me. So in the meanwhile, thank you very much for subscribing. I sincerely do appreciate it. Take care. See you again. Bye for now.